swish of her cassock, the click of her beads. For a moment I was back at St. Barnabas, in Mother Superior's office, in trouble again. Stop it, Brennan. You're over 40, a professional, a forensic anthropologist. These people called you because they need your expertise. The nun retrieved a leather-bound volume from the desktop, opened it to a page with a green ribbon marker, and positioned the book between us. I was familiar with the diagram. A grid with rows divided into rectangular plots, some with numbers, some with names. We'd spent hours poring over it the day before, comparing the descriptions and records for the graves to their positions on the grid. Then we'd paste it all off, marking exact locations. Sister Elisabeth Nicolet was supposed to be in the second row from the church's north wall, third plot from the west end, right next to Mother Aurélie. But she wasn't. Nor was Aurélie where she should have been. Those are the burials from the 1840s, right? C'est ça. It didn't make sense. Evidence of the graves should be there. It was clear that artifacts from the 1840 burials remained. A test in that area had produced wood fragments and bits of coffin hardware. In the protected environment inside the church with that type of soil, I thought the skeletons should be in pretty good shape. So where were Elisabeth and Aurélie? An old nun shuffled in with a tray of coffee and sandwiches. Steam from the mugs had fogged her glasses, so she moved with short, jerky steps, never lifting her feet from the floor. Sister Julienne rose to take the tray. Merci, Sister Bernard. This is very kind, very kind. The nun nodded and shuffled out, not bothering to clear her lenses. How old is Sister Bernard? I asked. We're not exactly sure. We think she's in her 90s. I took a bite of sandwich, then rewrapped my fingers around the coffee mug. Delicious warmth. Sister, are there any other records, old letters, documents, anything we haven't looked at? She gestured to the papers littering the desk, shrugged. This is everything we have. Sister Julienne and I had spoken and corresponded at length. It was she who had contacted me about the project at Lac Memphremagog. I was intrigued from the outset. This case was very different from my usual forensic work involving the recently dead who end up with the coroner. The Archdiocese wanted me to exhume and analyze the remains of a saint. Well, she wasn't really a saint, but that was the point. Elisabeth Nicolet had been proposed for beatification. I was to find her grave and verify that the bones were hers. The saint part was up to the Vatican. Sister Julienne had assured me that there were good records. All graves in the old church were catalogued and mapped. The last burial had taken place in 1911. The church was abandoned and sealed in 1914 following a fire. A larger one was built to replace it, and the old building was never used again. Closed site. Good documentation.